Hi, I'm Dr. Rasya Dikshit. I'm a dermatologist practicing in Bangalore from the last 18 years, and today I'm here to share with you all the answers to the questions that you asked me about Holi so that you can protect your skin and hair. Do you have skin conditions like psoriasis or eczema and you're worried about how these may worsen during your Holi? Don't worry, we've got you covered. I'm here to answer all the frequently asked questions about skin conditions and Holi. And here are some of the questions that we have encountered frequently. Psoriasis. Does this worsen with the use of Holi colors? The answer is unfortunately yes. With chemical colors, psoriasis can definitely become more triggered. This is because the skin barrier is disrupted in psoriasis, and chemical colors, which have chemicals in them, can irritate the skin, can make the psoriasis flare up significantly. There is always a chance of worsening of the drying of the skin, which can again make your psoriasis symptoms significantly worse. How can you avoid it? Make sure that you consult your dermatologist and get your psoriasis well in control much before Holi season starts. Second, make sure that you're covering the skin with a good barrier protection clothing so that you can wear the clothing over the areas where the psoriasis is there so that the skin does not come into direct contact with the colors. Trying to use natural colors which are not synthetic colors so that you avoid chemical irritation to your skin will help as well. And going back to your dermatologist, if you feel the psoriasis has flared, if you feel after Holi the psoriasis is worsening, going back and quickly taking the treatment from your dermatologist is going to help as well. So don't worry if you've got psoriasis. All these tips are going to help you enjoy the Holi season. Go ahead and have a safe and happy Holi. Are organic colors absolutely safe to use? Well, let us look at what organic colors are. Organic colors are the natural colors which are used to play with Holi. They are derived from some natural sources. It could be some flowers or plants or leaves, and therefore they are supposed to be safer. They definitely contain lesser amount of chemicals and definitely are going to be less irritant to the skin, and they are more eco-friendly as well. So when we look at all these three things, yes, organic colors are good. But does that mean it's absolutely safe for somebody with sensitive skin to use, or it is absolutely not going to cause a problem? The answer is unfortunately no. Though they are less likely than chemical colors to cause allergic reaction, even organic colors do cause reactions, though they are fewer in number. So just because you're using organic color doesn't mean you're absolutely safe. So second thing is that we have no way of identifying whether this organic color is not contaminated, because there is no absolute safe way of knowing that this does not have a chemical as well. That is one more concern. So how do we deal with this? If you have sensitive skin but you want to enjoy your Holi, but you want to, though you're playing with organic colors, one is the amount of colors that you're using. Try to use as less color as possible. Second, the time of exposure. Is it going to be for a long time or a short time? Try to reduce the time of exposure to the color. Third, very important, wash it off. Once the Holi party is over, remove the clothes and have a nice shower, remove the color from your skin, and don't forget to put a good barrier. So before you go to play as well, apply emollients, apply oil before you go to play as well. So that is all these tips are going to keep your skin safe this Holi. It is possible that you may have a flare-up of your eczema, flare-up of your acne, flare-up of your psoriasis after you experience Holi colors. So this is something that you should remember. You don't have to panic. First is go back to using a very gentle cleanser. Make sure that you're using the moisturizer which has been prescribed by your dermatologist. Don't forget to use your sunscreen, and don't use your actives right now. So don't use your salicylic acid, glycolic acid or retinol right now. What you can do is to go back to your dermatologist and look at how they can help you. Maybe you can add on some bland emollients or add on some steroid cream to reduce the eczema flare or to reduce the flare of psoriasis, and maybe give you some oral medication to reduce the itching and the allergy tendency as well. So if you have a flare of conditions during Holi, don't self-medicate. always seek the help of a dermatologist. They are the people who know your skin the best, who can control the flare quickly before it becomes into a very significant exacerbation. Seborrheic dermatitis is, or a severe kind of dandruff, is where you have a lot of inflammation on the scalp. So if you have seborrheic dermatitis, you know the scalp is very itchy, the scalp is very dry and flaky. So it is a bad idea to put Holi colors, whether they are organic or chemical, on the scalp. So how do you play Holi if you have seborrheic dermatitis? It is simple. One is you can try application of a bland emollient or a moisturizer cream which is prescribed by a dermatologist to the whole scalp, and then you can play Holi, or you can use a cap or a shower cap to cover your scalp and hair and then play Holi. You can also make sure that you are immediately after playing Holi, wash the scalp with the sulfate-free cleanser and use the bland emollient or the bland steroid cream which has been recommended by a dermatologist. In case you have severe seborrheic dermatitis or severe psoriasis on the scalp, you will need to go and get treated earlier by a dermatologist so that the scalp can be controlled even before you go and play Holi. Can Holi worsen acne? The answer unfortunately is yes. The reason for this is many. One is because Holi, I am telling you to use a lot of bland emollients on the skin before you go and play Holi. I'm telling you to use a lot of oil on the skin before you go and play Holi, and that itself could clog the pores and cause your acne to worsen. Second, there is a lot of scrubbing actions which happen when we play Holi, because it is rubbed, the colors are rubbed on the skin, and that rubbing could irritate the skin, irritate the sebaceous glands, causing the acne to break out or the acne to increase as well. Also, the chances of infection increases during Holi because of the use of chemical or even the organic colors that is applied could cause infections and worsening of your pre-existing acne. Also, Holi is associated with a lot of consumption of sweets, and that, you know, high glycemic index foods also trigger acne as well. So how do you prevent acne from worsening during Holi? One is to definitely try more of organic colors than chemical colors. Chemical colors tend to irritate the skin more, increase the inflammation, increase the chances of acne scarring. Avoid touching your face, avoid rubbing and scrubbing your face. Wash your face after playing Holi promptly with the cleanser. I told you that you should avoid using your actives during this time. So don't use the actives because the skin is already irritated. So using glycolic acid, salicylic acid, retinols may worsen your acne. You may benefit by getting a prescription of oral antibiotics from your dermatologist, which will take care of the acne breakout if you do get one. Even if you have body acne, it could definitely become worse during Holi, again because of the same reasons, that the chemicals in the colors that you're using could irritate the skin and it could make the acne flare up. The second reason is the lot of scrubbing action which happens during the application of the colors, blocking the pores and the follicles and getting the pores and follicles infected, so the acne flares up. And the third is obviously the consumption of sweets during the Holi season, which makes the acne flare up as well. Using protective clothing so that the skin gets covered during the time that you're playing Holi, and washing off the colors immediately after you play Holi, using organic colors in the place of chemical colors is going to go a long way in keeping your skin safe during Holi. Remember, if you have all these skin conditions like eczema, psoriasis, acne, you can still enjoy the festival. You just have to take a few precautions first. I hope these tips have been helpful. Do leave some questions for us if you still have some things which are still running on your mind, and we'll try to get back to you before Holi.